right, great. Open Water, Season 2, Episode 9. Greeting, Earthlings.
Take us to your leader.
Man, what a great era. Remember in the 90s and the early 2000s, everyone was obsessed with, like, aliens? Like, more so than normal. More than Roswell.
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
It's like...
Even like Space Jam.
It's
about
classic,
aliens.
Classic.
You know?
Did you watch the new Space Jam?
No, and I don't want to ruin it.
Yeah, it's good. Yeah. Why would you bring in LeBron when you have MJ? It's like...
Man, that settles it right there.
Just, what are you doing?
Look at the numbers.
Yeah. You know what's really interesting is I feel like Gen Z has this affinity towards LeBron that, like, millennials and everyone older has for Michael Jordan, and it, like, one of the few things that, like, really upsets them really quickly. It's just like, Fortnite's better than Call of Duty and LeBron's better than MJ. And you're like, get out of here, kids.
New segment, how to upset a Gen Zer.
Go back to school. So, all right, welcome to the Open Water Podcast.
Good to see you.
We dig a little bit deeper about the things we talk about Sunday, and we have a little bit of fun along the way.
Just a little bit.
How's your banana latte today?
It's really good. Get it while it lasts.
I do try to find you the smallest mug when we do this, so you have to do
This one's a barely. This one is like requiring
extra love.
Nice balance. You know.
They're not as good once the ice melts.
Yeah.
Yeah, drink them while they're not quite.
Are you?
Slushies.
What do you take your water? Can you drink water warm?
Can I? I can. Will I? No.
Okay.
I drink it. So, Spiel of Ass this Sunday morning is I drink my water.
Yeah.
Just shy of like piping hot.
You drink plain. It's not tea. It's just water.
It's just water.
It's hot water that you drink.
Yeah, because like I have really bad allergies, and it just hot water feels like it like clears everything better, and I don't get like phlegmy or whatever. So I drink hot water. I don't drink tea. I can't really drink caffeine. I drink about this much coffee if I'm preaching in the morning, and that's
Strategic amount.
Strategic amount.
It's fascinating to me. The like people like musicians or like people who speak for a living. They all have a different routine of like how to make sure their voice and like to keep themselves clean and clear.
I didn't believe in that for a long time, and then my voice started going out a lot. I don't talk that much. If I like actually look at my week, if you include this and Sunday, like I feel comfortable saying 80% of my words happen Sunday and Monday. That's it, and I don't really talk that much the rest of the week. Just don't have that much to say.
Yeah. Yeah.
So there you go. I read an interesting fact. Did you know that Australia is wider than the moon? Do you know that?
I don't buy that.
Okay. Well, look it up. It's true. So, all right. With that said, we're going to jump into our first segment, which is called Mount Rushmore. We pick 4 things based off of 4-ish. You know, it depends if TJ's watching or not.
Yeah.
So, all right. But the topic this week is heavy machinery.
Heavy machinery.
Heavy machinery.
What's in your top Rushmore, Marty? Top Rushmore. Mount Rushmore?
Is it a combine? Is that what it's called?
Sure.
I really like
Good
combines, dude. Those are cool things.
You're a corn man, aren't you?
Yeah. Yep.
I figured. You scoop potatoes. You're a corn man.
Yep. Those are sweet.
Yeah, you're an above ground harvest.
Yeah. I'm not no root vegetables for me. But those are monstrous. Like the wheels are huge.
Yeah.
I remember like watching a video on like PBS when I was like pretty young, and they're saying how much a wheel costs for one of those. And I was like,
it's kind of nuts.
It's crazy.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's
combine's a good one.
My number one.
I think my first one that comes to mind is a cement mixer.
Those are very cool.
Those are just fun to look at, fun to see driving down the road. Yeah. I do think that would be one that would hurt the most to get hit by. I think
more than a combine.
I don't know. Gosh, we'll play that game as we go.
All right. The worst to get hit by. Which is the worst to have an accident with? Yeah, we talked about turning a cement mixer into a slushy truck. That's my business idea. I think it'd be so cool to have an acrylic concrete mixer.
Yeah.
And then you see it driving on the road, and it's just
dope.
Broken up, and then just has little spigots in the side.
It's the slushy man,
It's a slushy truck.
Yeah,
can you imagine?
Run.
Dude?
Yeah,
I think it'd be sweet. It'd be a cool thing.
You're like,
don't wreck my dream. All right, number 2.
Glasses, kids.
I'm gonna say trash compactor.
That's a good one.
I really like those.
Yep.
Those are really fun. I remember
Every little kid's dream, looking out the window, you see
Yeah.
the garbage truck coming.
I had a job for a short season where I picked up garbage and recycling to throw in a trash compactor for an organization, and it was so fun to like watch it just crush stuff that you're like, it can't crush this. We may or may not have thrown in stuff that should not have been crushed. Like,
The way you described that sounds so suspect. We're for an organization.
Yeah,
that we picked up trash.
it was just one of my many responsibilities.
Like that. I'm gonna go with nuclear powered aircraft carrier.
Is that heavy machinery?
It's not light.
That's fair. It was okay.
Yeah.
All right.
It's the fear of the seas. The pride of our fighting force.
Okay. That's true. It's true.
You wouldn't want to mess with a nuclear powered aircraft carrier.
That's true. I'm gonna say nuclear powered submarine.
Ooh.
In the same vein,
Whoa.
submarine was on my list, but since we were on nuclear power,
All right.
I just think those are cool. Like the fact that they can go underwater.
1v1.
You'd be toast. What are you gonna do?
Think so?
You send jets to look around for my submarine? I'm under you. Just like launch missiles.
Science know the answer. Who wins?
That's have guns on them, right?
Yeah, to shoot into the water. I'm underwater. Are you guys serious? I'm a mile and a half underwater.
I feel like we're out of our
launch,
depth.
Launch the missile, and you're like, it's ridiculous. All right,
We're safe under here.
yeah. I like how we started like you're like that'd be the worst get by a cement truck. We're like nuclear powered air.
Yeah, that's a good point. Yeah. Yeah, kind of escalated quickly.
All right, go ahead.
I'm just gonna say a car crusher.
Those are cool too.
They pick it
Yep.
up and then they make it into a little cube
Yeah,
of metal.
yeah.
Those are fun to watch.
I'm gonna say a bobcat, like a bulldozer.
Classic.
Yeah, they're just. I thought those were just the most adorable little machines, like picking up dirt. I think they're like, I think they're the gateway into like serious
Adorable.
machinery. It's like
Are they adorable heavy machinery?
Oh, got a little dirt. Like,
Cute class.
yeah, I think those are. Is that 3 or 4? That's 3. Yeah.
There's a lot of guys who are gonna be pissed. Hear that? Your cute little bobcat.
I'm really sorry. I think they're adorable little machines.
I'll round it out with the big cranes.
Oh, those are very cool.
Ones that building skyscrapers.
Yeah,
It's like, how do they build those cranes?
yeah.
Smaller cranes, I imagine. But
Yeah.
then who builds those cranes? Anyway.
The smallest. Cranes. Who builds those? Cranes, the bird.
Of the world's tiniest crane.
I'm gonna wrap up my list with fire trucks. I think fire trucks are very cool.
It's very good.
I don't know what happened or the situation. I'm sure it was a firefighter who passed away, but it was 2 fire trucks with their ladders fully extended and a
cool.
flag in between them.
Yeah.
At a nursing home, and I thought that was super cool. Like,
Yeah.
it's a huge flag. People would drive through the entrance of the flag and the ladders, and they're just like, I like machines that are like they have all the pieces that they're just very intentional. It's like, this is to do this. There's no like wasted space on a fire truck.
No, and they're like crazy expensive, and they're, I don't know, every kid's little dream. I was looking for one on a playground. You know, I was looking for the fire truck.
That's it. Well,
You know.
what's your favorite piece of heavy machinery?
Yeah. What do you got?
All right, let's talk about Sunday.
Yeah.
The great Pastor Armando brought a word on busyness out of 2 Kings, and it was great.
Yeah.
There's a lot to think about, a lot to process.
Yeah. There was like we could have probably done a whole series on busyness
Yeah.
alone. Hard to squeeze it all into 25 minutes.
Busyness is a tough thing to talk about because I think the natural propensity is to do one of 2 things. It's say I'm not busy or I'm too busy. And Armando touched on that a little bit. But I think a lot of people don't see anything wrong with busyness and they don't see anything good with business either. It's kind of this, it's whichever perception you have about busyness,
Right.
it's not wrong. It's, and not, it's not inherently wrong, obviously. Busyness is not a bad thing unless it's become the thing, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
And
Yeah, and I appreciate how Armando addressed that, like, perhaps we accidentally fall into the trap of thinking that, like, oh, well, if I'm too busy, the opposite of busyness is
Nothing.
Yeah, I'll just do nothing then. That's rest. Or if, like, resting, so I'll just be busy.
yeah,
And that's not always the case where it's
I
the
was,
opposite.
Yeah, speaking of Gen Z and millennials, though, I do think this is really interesting. Is a common phrase that I think people say, not just in our church but everywhere, is if it's millennial and older, like how you doing? It's like, oh, we're busy. Like you hear it all the time. Like, oh, we're just busy season, a lot of things going on. But with Gen Z, what I almost always hear is, how you doing? I'm tired. And I do think there's a really interesting connection there of this idea of like saying I'm tired is an indication of busyness, while saying, I'm busy is like celebrated almost. And again, it depends your context, right? Because I think we're both from the Midwest. If you are not being busy, you're not.
You're useless.
Yeah, you're like, what are you doing? Where I think now we live in a place where rest is more accepted, celebrated.
Yeah, people come here literally to rest.
Yeah. And so when they're like, oh, I'm tired, it's like the implication of busyness, but it's in the past versus active. And I think there's something to that that's really interesting is just the world's perception of busyness. And I love what Armando said too yesterday about the idea that when we don't do anything, it's like we've almost celebrated slothfulness, like he called it spiritual laziness, which I love that term of like being spiritually, like where we've wrapped laziness with this spirituality where it's like, no, I'm resting. And you're like, no, you're actually just doing nothing productive. And even when Amado was prepping the message, we talked about the idea that like, even in the garden, when things were perfect, like God literally says, this is good. They were still stewarded with the responsibility of taking care of the land. They still had a job to do. They weren't literally just like, go swim in the river every day and just do nothing. Like they actually had a job to do. And I think that is an interesting concept that like even from the very beginning, God deemed us to have responsibilities and output and to create and to do things. And really it's the character of God, isn't it? Like God does stuff. He's active. He spoke and things came. Like God is always creating and like working. And I
6 out of 7.
Yeah. And that's that picture of like, how do we manage that tension of being busy? Because sometimes we can't control it, which we talked about. Like Solomon built this temple. He was busy, but later on in chapter, I believe 8, verse 53, 52, it says like in the midst of this, he had rest. And so how do we rest and be busy? Because again, sometimes we can control it. Sometimes we just have to turn things off.
Right.
And then sometimes it's like, I can't control it. This is just, my kids got to go to school. Like, this is the thing going on. Yeah. It's like, it's a busy season at work. I can't control it. So how do we find rest in the midst of busyness?
Yeah. And then the opportunity, as Armando painted for us, it's like the opportunity before us is to invite God into each. Invite God into both.
Yeah.
And that's where we find the depth of each.
Yeah. How would you say that like you practically do that? How do you practically invite God into a space? For you personally?
A space.
Like, hey, my home life is really busy. So we say things like, hey, I want to invite God into this. What does that look like for you practically?
Yeah. Probably a couple different components. Like, we could go head, heart, and hands, I suppose. Like, in the head, I think it's like establishing a practice of thought and like how am I going to frame like the day before me? How am I going to frame the week before me? My tasks before me?
You're a big like starting guy. Like your day, like your front of your day really matters. And like, I think you're hitting that very thing of like, if I start my day with an aim, like I can follow suit. Where some people are like, they're not that way. Like they're just like, the day must be new and creative and just let it unfold before me.
Yeah, we forget to like ask. Yeah. Like, God, what is the day like? Yeah. What's before me that you would have me see today?
Which speaks to the type A and B person, where type A is the routine of asking. Because I would say I'm aspects of me are type A, but I don't like having the same routine every day because I just find it terribly rigorous. Yeah. But you do, and I think for you, it's like, you're like, oh, the gift is in the asking, where like the discipline of asking, where me, it's the result of asking. Where I'm like, all right, I'm going to ask, but I have no idea what God's going to say or what God's going to reveal. And for me, that is like, that's the excitement. And I think there's common ground in both of that. So, okay, frame of thought. I think that's great.
Yeah. And I think we can move to the heart then too. And like what emotions or what, I don't know, who will come into my life and have impact like today or this week, or like who will God put in front of me?
Yeah.
Who am I going to open up my heart to?
Yeah.
Or
yeah.
How would you put it?
I would say, yeah, very similarly. This is like, are there people in your circles that need to be cared for, spoken a kind word, like just anything, or just like, I told you I got a text from two guys I haven't talked to in 3 years, and who I haven't talked to at all, and it was two small group leaders that I had brought on, and they had been with a group of sixth graders. I brought them on to be small group leaders at my previous church, and they are now with guys going to their senior year. They sent me a picture of their small group, and they said like, hey, like love from the B squad. Because I remember they're like, we're the A team. And I was like, you are not the A team. They're like, we're the B squad. Yep. And so they like branded themselves as the B squad. Yeah. And they were all at a Cubs game together. And I was just like, that like legit like made my week. Just seeing a group of like two adult guys investing in young guys. And they've been doing it for 7 years. Like that is incredible. And just that they like thought of me and like sent that to me, I was like, man, that like, they won't understand the impact that had on me. Yeah. And it took them 2 seconds, right? And I think the reverse is true for us. Like, who are the people that we need to reach out to and care for? And
I was trying to think like what's underneath both of these things. And I think it's like back to the question of like, how do you invite God into a thing? I think a lot of it has to do with like attention and awareness.
Of course. Yeah.
Like, to these things. Like, to like the people and our emotions and like out to the hands then finally of like what practices, how am I going to orient like my situation to so that God is invited in to my life. Gosh, I don't know, what could that look like? Let's riff.
I think it's like actually doing it. I think so many people have the thought of like, man, I should reach out to this person. They just like don't, or I should. You know, I think one of the most common things that Christians do is like, I'll pray for you, and they don't. Like they just like if we're just like, or they just don't. They're like it's a phrase more than an action, and the discipline of like as often as you can, I do this as much as I can, is just like actually pray with the people in the moment.
I think that's what it can also mean to take every thought captive. Like in a positive sense.
100%.
Capture, thought capture. There's an author that you and I really like that talks a lot about that. Don't let a good idea go to waste if it pops in your head. Really you do this all the time, especially I feel like with people. It's like something reminds you of a buddy from back when. You'll send them a text right there and there, or call them right there and there, and stuff like that.
And I think that it's important too to like not necessarily want anything in return, because I think that's where people get disappointed and they don't. Is they're like, well, what if they're texting back? What if things have changed? What if? Who cares? Like just the fact that like, you know, we're doing Ephesians tomorrow with the men's, and there's this idea of like, live your life as a living sacrifice, be imitators of Christ. And this idea of a sacrifice is like, it is putting it on the altar, and like letting it burn for the goodness and glory of
love
God.
For its own sake.
100%. And just like saying like, I don't need anything in return of this. I don't like that. Then you're doing things with like a vain effort to like receive something.
Right.
It's just like, what if you just like do something for the sake of like loving and living for Jesus, period. And that is a taboo thought, I think, for some people. And it is a little bit of like a thought you need to take captive. So I love that.
Lots of ways to invite.
Let me ask you this. In this vein, we briefly kind of touched on it, but I think there are layers to busyness, compartments to busyness. I think we can sometimes have one or multiple and it overshadow all things. There's a busy mind. There's a busy heart. And there's physical busyness, like actual physical. Do you find one of those resonates with your life today?
That's a good question.
The most?
Gosh. I find myself in the category of people who like find it hard to turn your brain off at night. I'd say,
busy mind.
My mind is always constantly busy, and that's the game I play day to day, is how to unbusy my mind.
I would agree with that. I think I'm between a physical busy, like just we got a lot going on at home, a lot at the church. Busy mind, where I think heart we're talking about it this upcoming week. Pastor Elijah's going to preach about divided devotion. I think that is there's an aspect of when your heart is going in all these different directions, it can find itself busy where you're trying to like, oh, I care about these 95 things. You're like, what are the things you're actually supposed to care about and invest? But I think mind is a tricky thing to find rest in because you don't always see it. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? Where physical busy, you're like, dude, sometimes you're just like, like literally sitting down can almost remedy canceling plans for the weekend. Like we're having a restful weekend.
Yeah.
And that can remedy that. But the mind is that one.
Unfortunately, we fall in that category of a lot of people. A lot of famous musicians dead at 27, 28, trying to quiet their mind.
Yeah, how do you find rest for the mind?
Yeah,
that's something I left thinking about after the service is how do you find rest? And again, inviting Jesus into that, of course, but I think I got to dig a little bit deeper this week to figure out what that looks like for me. This is like what is causing my mind to be busy? Is it Is it fear? Is it lack of faith? Is it just one layer deeper? I got to figure it out.
I think that's a great challenge for everyone. I think just how do you start applying some of this stuff? Take inventory, analysis time. Yeah, it's like where that's a perfect frame.
Yeah, because it's easy. Like again, it's in the same vein like with a doctor. Like you don't. It's like you have these symptoms, but what's causing that? Yeah, that's the deeper thing.
So you have trouble, quieting, unbusying your mind, unbusying your heart, unbusying your hands.
What's causing that? That's the goal. So, powerful word. Looking forward to next week because Solomon has a lot of things looking for his attention, his devotion. He's got a lot of wives. He's got a lot of idols.
Yeah.
And, it causes him to get distracted and not do the things that God has for him. So.
Yeah, but peculiar, him being the wisest man. Who ever lived. It's all a great paradox to explore.
Yep.
And this really cool, my favorite character in the Bible, I think.
Solomon. Really?
I think so.
Really? My kids were talking about that this morning.
Oh, yeah?
I asked my kids, I said, what are your, I said, outside of...
Jesus is a copycat answer.
Oh, that's what I said. I prefaced it to my kids. I said, all right, you can't use God. I said, let me be clear. Jesus, the Father, the Holy Spirit, all off the table. Who's your favorite character in the Bible? And both my kids go, baby Jesus.
Baby Jesus?
Yeah. It's like...
The Ricky Bobby Jesus?
I said, all right. And then my oldest said Mary. And so I was like, all right. And then my second daughter stuck with baby Jesus. She actually had another funny moment this week where we were driving and we were in the car and she goes, Dad, am I the perfect child? And I said,
adorable. Yeah.
And I like used a Uno reverse and I was like, well, only God's perfect. But you're pretty great. And she goes, You're saying me and Jesus are twinsies? The
crunchy things toddlers say. That's adorable.
Oh my gosh.
That's awesome.
She brought it up yesterday. She's like, you know that me and Jesus are twinsies.
Twinsies.
Like, I did not say that. So
man, put that on a t-shirt.
Yep, that's it. But,
that's good.
All right, that's Sunday. Now it's time for top 5.
Yeah. Sorry I didn't plan as well, or we would have had a little bit more fun with this one, but this category's been on my heart, it's been on my mind, it's been in my hands lately. Top 5 cheeses consumed in North America in 2024.
Are we...
This is American cheeses.
This is an important question. Is there does it have to be sharp, extra sharp, or can I just name the type of cheese? I don't have to differentiate.
Variety is the technical word. Name the variety of cheese.
American.
That is 1. That is number 4. Good job.
Shocking.
I got cheese facts too whenever you swing and miss.
Great.
But
so I
let's
really
see if you can just go 5 for 5 here. You can do it.
Cheddar.
Number 1, it's undefeated. The block of cheddar. National favorite.
Mozzarella.
That's a number 2.
Let's go.
See, here's the thing about cheese. It's tricky.
I got it right.
Hold on. It's tricky. It's tricky because the cheese is consumed by itself, but a lot of cheese, 70% of total cheese intake, is in a mixed dish, on top of pizza or in a sandwich. So cheese is a bit tricky. So as you continue,
great,
keep this in mind.
All right.
2 left.
Parmesan.
Is number 3. He's got 1 through 4. Cheddar, mozzarella, Parmesan, American. And if he gets number 5.
This is tough, dude. This one's
a bit of a curveball. I'll tell you that.
Gouda.
No.
Dang.
Nope. But did you know that Americans on average, the average American consumes 40 pounds of cheese per year?
That's a lot. Swiss.
No. Nope. Did you know that
Provolone.
Americans eat more cheese at dinner than they do at breakfast? 39 grams as opposed to 27 grams.
More at dinner than breakfast?
Cheese is more of a dinner
obviously
thing than breakfast. Yeah. Whoa, now. I mean, cheese belongs on eggs.
Yeah, lots of people don't eat eggs for breakfast. There's a lot of other options.
You're right. It is one of those foods that...
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, okay.
Eggs out of there.
Provolone.
Nope. But did you know that over half of the cheese in the United States comes from Wisconsin?
I did know that.
Mm-hmm.
What's the... I don't think it's that. Monterey Jack.
No, but cottage cheese, funny enough, was the product segment
that grew fastest. There's too many
in
cheeses
2024.
Munster.
No. Number 5 is cream cheese.
That doesn't count. That's
why I mentioned.
Cheese?
Of course.
Is that cheese?
Of course.
Cream cheese.
It's a soft, spreadable cheese with a tangy flavor.
No.
Widely used in desserts like cheesecake, bagels, and as a spread.
Bagels, not bagels. Bagels.
It's bagels.
Jeez Louise, dude.
And that's your top 5. So cheesy.
So cheesy. All right. Well, jeez.
1 through 4 real quick, though.
You've
been on a little cheese break, but...
I can eat cheese. I just don't eat a lot
cheese?
of it. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. So, but, carry on. I do want
cheese is a big part of my life, I realized.
Want a piece of pizza so bad, though.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That'll be great. So, all right, with that said, that's the end of this episode.
Mm-hmm.
Thanks for being here. Hope it was enjoyable.
Yeah. Wow.
Episode 9.
Yep.
Flew by.
Unmoor from the dock and be on your way.
Let me pray. Thank you, Father. Thank you for today. Thank you for this time, God. Thank you for this conversation. I pray over the church, God. Be with them. I pray that we can be people who, in the midst of our busyness, invite you in. God, and I ask you to do a work that we can keep our mind attentive to your work, our heart sensitive to how you're moving. And God, us just be quick to participate in how you're moving and acting and working in our lives in our city, God. We love you, we praise you. In Jesus' name we pray. Amen. Till next time.
Have a very good day. I didn't like